First of all, this camera is freaking amazing for the price. I searched for literal hours on YouTube trying to figure out which affordable action cam to buy, and out of frustration it took me about 2 days because each review of a camera had a cheap action camera with missing features and subpar reviews. On day 2 I came across a YouTuber with this specific camera and was amazed. This camera has everything you need to get some amazing video shots and even comes with a bundle of accessories that would total over 1K probably if you were to try to get the GoPro. The best part is that this camera shoots great high quality footage in 1080p and is so easy to carry around. It's awesome that they include 2 batteries because action cams in general tend to have a short lifespan, and with 2 batteries and my battery pack C photo, I literally can get 3+ hours of use out of this thing. It's easy charge both overnight. Once you use one battery, plug the USB battery charger included into your travel battery pack and keep filming. You literally can just keep filming even out in the middle of nowhere and not have to worry about camera life. This thing is awesome. Shipping time equals excellent, camera price equals excellent, bundle accessories plus mounting gear equals freaking amazing, and included this camera is literally the best. If you are thinking about if you should do it, get it. It literally does not get any better than this little guy, especially for the price. I also convinced a friend to purchase this item for her upcoming trip. She is not tech savvy and she can do it. She is so excited to use this item for her trip, and the fact that it's shipped by Prime, she got it just in time. This is my first waterproof camera. I bought it for my snorkeling trip in Thailand. The place that we went snorkeling was a bit deep, so most of pictures that I took from the surface were not very good. But if you use this camera to take pictures close up, it works well. I think it depends on depth and lighting too. Also no leaks, and it's very good for the price.
I wanted an action camera to document fishing trips and other outdoor activities, but didn't know too much about them, so I wasn't easy about spending tilde on a GoPro. After searching hundreds of reviews, I decided on the AKASO EK7000 to test out the functionality and usefulness of an action camera. I was blown away. The picture quality was unreal. I hope the video I uploaded does it justice. I used 1080p 60 FPS instead of 4K to preserve memory and battery. Be sure get a good quality micro SD card with a high write speed. I use a 64GB S Class 3 with 60 MB/s, which is about 6 hours worth of video at this quality. After a day of events, you can transfer the videos onto a computer and then delete the files on the SD card to have a fresh 6 hours again. The included wristband has a record button that makes it really easy to start recording video mid-action. Also included were several accessories and attachments as well as 2 batteries. I couldn't be happier with my purchase. I just passed the 1-year mark with this camera and haven't even thought about buying another action cam.
I got the AKASO EK7000 Ultra HD 4K camera after a friend of mine recommended me not to take my regular video handheld Canon camera to those extreme conditions of northern Norway in winter because it will be hard to handle doing the activities we had planned over there. I was little skeptical, but I got the camera anyhow. I took also our handheld camera, which we used only 1 day in Stockholm, and because it was warm winter day, the EK7000, it was really neat and easy to use with your mobile phone. I stuck the camera in chest with the provided accessory, leaving my hands free to handle the dogs and the sledge during our mushing video experience. I highly recommend getting one. In fact, I will be getting another one soon.
I researched and reviewed and went to forums and to find the action cam that would suit my needs, and I found the perfect match. I have put this camera through just about everything and it still runs. I've dug over 100 feet deep, make sure to get a red lens filter, gone dirt biking across Idaho, climbed to tall mountains, gone downhill skiing, snowmobiling, swimming, snorkeling, running, biking, cycling, sledding, cliff jumping, put it on a drone and crashed drone with it, cave tubing, river rafting, and the list goes on and on. I am not easy on equipment, so wanted a device to hold up to my demand. That, and if I did something like run it over or drop it out of a plane or who knows what to actually destroy it, I wouldn't be out $100s of dollars like with a GoPro buddy or so. I actually purchased another one for my wife and kids to use, which they are putting through the tests as well. I have a few SD cards I change out and an iPad to download to the Smart DV app. Just have to put the camera in Wi-Fi mode, connect to it on your device, open up Smart DV and download pictures and videos. I usually just edit on my iPhone or iPad using the photo program, then either send off to family and friends and / or post on Facebook or other places. I ended up buying the large accessory kit for each camera, with extra batteries. I have used most all the attachments and enjoyed all the possibilities it gives me to video all my adventures with family and friends. So many positives and few issues. I think the only issue I really have had is the certain camera I have has not kept an accurate date no matter if I program it or not. The one I purchased for my wife and kids keeps the date fine. I am currently working with company on figuring it out and they have been great about responding to me and making sure to work through the situation, which I appreciate a lot. The only other thing is battery life, but that goes for all devices. You never have enough battery life, so I just bring along an extra battery as well as a portable charger. Can't say enough about this awesome little video camera and all that I have put it through only to enjoy it more. Thank you AKASO, and I will continue to share with others and buy for others. I run a computer/technology shop, so I do my research and deal with plenty of problematic devices, and this is one I don't have to worry about. Play on.
Great deal for a great little camera. Bought this for taking pictures in / under the water for a trip to the Philippines and didn't feel like spending hundreds. It certainly has some quirks and a learning curve, but it works great and definitely can't beat the price. Photo quality is great. Would give 4 stars for some of the quirks, but gets a bonus star for the great price. Some notes takes a little time to figure out how to use it since there aren't many instructions provided. For example, I couldn't figure out how to open the underwater case and I was afraid of breaking it. See my photos here for help on that app. Recommended in provided instructions didn't work for me, but another one called AKASO works perfectly. So far I have just downloaded and deleted and taken pictures through the app. Photos and videos sometimes show up out of order on the app, which can make it hard to figure out which ones you have already downloaded versus which are new. Wi-Fi functionality for this is similar to what other things like headsets or speakers use Bluetooth for, but since it connects over Wi-Fi, you will not be connected to other Wi-Fi networks during that time when in the underwater casing. It doesn't quite line up, so you get a little black on the edge of the frame where the casing blocks the lens. Slight annoyance as you can crop it out of the photos. Need to figure out how to crop my videos.
I bought this camera for a trip to Key West. Pictures and videos turned out great. Video is the default for this camera, which caused me many lost pictures, and the only reason I didn't give a 5-star rating. Easy to use. Never had any problems with using underwater.
Worked great for my Hawaii snorkeling adventure. Great clear pictures. Noticed that pictures turned out the best / clearest when the sun was on my back. Otherwise it still takes good pictures, it's just that you will get more of the watercolor in the picture. Awesome camera. I don't have / used a GoPro, but I do have another underwater camera that I've used on previous vacations, and this is leaps and bounds better. This was awesome to take video as well of the turtle I followed around for a while and the 4 moray eel and barracuda.
Underwater footage outstanding. I do a lot of ice fishing and this camera is beyond my expectations for quality. Quality is just as good even if you are not using it underwater. I am 100% satisfied.
I stand by my original complaints, but rating has moved from 2-star to 4-star because of the vendor standing behind the product. My first unit worked for a very short time. I think the length was under 3 minutes. It finally froze. The vendor provided prepaid UPS label with the RMA online and shipped a replacement unit prior to me returning it. This took 14 days of a 30-day return policy. I was asked several times to update my review, and I kept adding paragraphs. I felt like fake 5-star reviews were bought for this very cheap camera. I am going to delete those paragraphs now, as it boils down to, as of today, 8/16/18. The camera is great for $64 versus 6.71 times that for a new GoPro 6 Black. I guarantee you, the GoPro isn't worth the upcharge for any reason other than you want almost double everything. If these resolutions solutions work for the intended purpose. This is a great little camera, almost no reason not to give it a 5-star, except on principle. Nothing is really 5-star, or if everything is 5-star, 5-star means nothing presumably. If the thing goes dead again, I can update here. We will see. Cheers.
I just tested the waterproof casing of this camera and proved to be satisfying. I placed one of my aquarium display inside the bucket half full of water and submerged the camera to take a screenshot of it. I tried to stabilize the camera while I pressed the remote to take the shot. I have to put some lighting because it is too dark outside. You can't go wrong with this camera. I'll bring this camera to my trip to Legoland and to a cruise in couple of months. Just check the reviews. There's a lot of positive feedbacks regarding this product. Buy one and you won't be sorry.
I wanted too much to write a great review on this product. The company has been awesome. I had written a bad review of this model before, and they contacted me and sent me a new one, which had the same issues. So they sent me an upgraded V50 Pro as long as I removed the bad review. And I expected to give such a better review. But sadly, aside from great customer service, this camera is very poorly made. Both cameras are very lightweight and lack sustenance. My biggest issue with the EK7000 was the Wi-Fi and remote camera functions. It was awful. If the camera was more than 10 feet from my phone, the Wi-Fi would drop. Also, the battery door was super cheap and flimsy and could fall off as it did not seat very well. The pictures were nice quality, but I needed remote access for snorkeling videos. We also found that the waterproof case hinge rusts after only one swimsuit picture. The new version that they sent me has a better looking waterproof case. It might last longer. Although we did not put it in the water yet, the camera is sturdier and seemed like it might hold up longer. I tested the video and ran a video for about 15 minutes and picked up the camera to stop the video, and it was almost too hot to touch. It was overheating drastically. I believe if I had it running longer, it would have damaged the internal components. The wrist remote looks and feels much sturdier until you try to push the buttons, which can only be properly pushed in the direct center. If you push on either side, the buttons come up in the wrong way. Hard to explain, but just cheaply made. And secondly, it did not function with the camera at all. That's right, it did not work at all. The battery door is attached this time and functions correctly. I loaded the new cell phone app and tried the remote access. It was very jittery and laggy when recording video up to about 15 feet away, then fails. Unable to control the camera further away than that. Also saw that when loading the software, the program has terrible reviews. We took some photos with it on Halloween night, and night work was not good at all. Set on auto, it was unable to deal with low light situations. See picture. Finally, when I tried working with the camera in the waterproof case, the buttons on top caused settings menus to come up that I had to open the case in order to back out of, as I had to use the touch screen. It was sketchy at best. The customer service from these guys is great, but I'm sorry, I cannot recommend this camera or the EK7000. Update 27.11.2017. The customer service were extremely helpful. Software updates and close follow-up, but the camera had to be sent to the factory as I am outside us, and shipping it back will cost a lot. They proposed a full refund. Is first-class worldwide behavior, and AKASO will be a well-known brand around the world. Thanks, I was able to capture a couple of minutes, and I have to say the camera videos quality are stunning. Unfortunately, I bought this cam a day before my honeymoon trip. I didn't have the chance to test it. I regret this purchase. The cam worked great for a couple of photos and then it will freeze. Even if you tried to restart it, it will not work until you remove the battery and put it again. I am extremely disappointed. I missed a lot of great moments. I am not in the US and I am unable to return this product regardless of the varied accessories along with this cam. The important thing doesn't work. Not recommended.
At first I was pretty skeptical reading certain reviews, but after trying it out a couple of times I am pretty satisfied with this product. Recording in 4K was pretty choppy, but after loading it onto my laptop, the videos seemed to run a bit more smoothly. Def runs better in 1080. The quality overall could use some work, but for the price, it does pretty well. I would recommend this to folks just starting out with underwater footage who can't yet afford a GoPro.